ask around your sort of finances and things like that at the moment, because obviously you need finances to gamble and things. Do you owe any creditors at the moment?
I think we've got a bit of a credit card bill at the moment.
Yeah.
Sort of been lucky in a bit of money. So yeah, we've been putting rent and food and stuff on the credit cards.
Yeah. So rent and food on the credit cards. And how are you paying for your gambling? Like, do you find you've got any unpaid fines or anything at the moment as well? Or?
No.
No. Have you refinanced the house or anything?
No.
How's your rent?
Yeah, it's overdue.
Yeah. How much are you sort of owing at the moment?
I think we're about a month behind.
Yeah. Any unpaid bills?
I'm not sure who my partner is all that, but yeah, I think we've been getting it all on the credit card and.
Yeah. So there's sort of the money just keeps kind of piling up. Yeah. And you haven't withdrawn your super or anything like that? Okay. No worries. Do you have any stocks or anything like that you've sold, borrowed against your mortgage, unpaid loans from family or friends? No. Any other areas of debt, like a car loan or anything like that? No. So if I was to ask around sort of how you're paying at the moment, so from sort of what you were saying a little bit earlier, like you're not sort of working too much at the moment, how are you sort of financing your...
I've probably get any odd job here and there, but the gambling's sort of getting in the way of that at the moment. But I sell a bit of any impediment around just on the side, and that sort of cut down since our house got raided. But we had a little spot of money.
Yeah. So when your house got raided, do you mind if I ask a little bit more about that?
It was just that I probably got too big for my own game, and it was just around the amount of drugs and stuff that I was selling. And
has there been any legal sort of repercussions from that or anything?
So I ended up being with the OD service. And, still guess going for the courts and.
Yeah. Okay. No worries. It's good that you're complying with the areas that you need to as well, so it can be quite helpful when you go back to court. You can say that you've done all the things that you need to do, so that's great. So I'm sort of taking from what you're saying that you're not dealing at the moment. So how are you sort of paying at the moment?
It's just a bit of jobs here and there.
Okay.
I've made some.
So sort of taking loans and things like that, or more working and then they pay you?
Just sort of working a little bit in the building field, but just sort of day here, day there.
No worries. So working job at the moment. I'm a very slow writer. So when you were dealing, so you were sort of dealing methamphetamines and things like that, were you using what you were dealing as well? So like, did you find that you were sort of using your stash a bit more than...
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Okay. So if you were to think about now, like sort of how much you're sort of spending towards gambling versus substance use, so like would you sort of say that it's like 50-50 or...
No, probably gambling a lot more these days.
So like 80-20?
Yeah.
Yeah? 80-20. Okay, so your substance use has come down, but your gambling has kind of gone up.
Yeah.
Okay. No worries. I'm kind of getting a better understanding of what's going on for you, so thank you. Okay, you still doing all right?
Yeah.
Yeah? Awesome. So, have you ever worked with a financial counsellor before in the past? No? So this is the first time. Would you consider going through to a financial counsellor?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Because that's something that we can definitely do. Okay, so this is where we get really into it. So if you were to have a think and take your time with this as well, what are some of the consequences of gambling? So in terms of what you find not so good.
I think the biggest thing is like lying to my wife.
Yeah.
So you know, I have to come up with excuses every weekend of why I'm not home with the baby. And yeah. And then I say bills are sort of gets filled, they're piling up, and
Yeah.
you know, the wife would like to go on a holiday, and it's on a big fall at the moment of been no wins and
Yeah. Do you mind if I just read these back to you to see if they're right? Sorry. What's your little boy's name?
Frank.
Frank. I'm sure he's very cute. So from what you were sort of saying then, so some of the biggest consequences of your gambling at the moment are that you're sort of lying to your wife a little bit, that your bills are sort of piling up, and that you would like to go on like a family holiday, and that you're really not sort of spending too much time with little Frank. Yeah. Have you in the past had any attempts to sort of moderate your gambling, or like reduce it or change it in any way?
Probably not. I just think that I could, you know, get a big win kind of thing, and fix all our problems, you know, pay everything that we need to pay, and
Yeah. And have you ever worked with any previous counsellors for gambling or anything? No. Okay. So, in terms of sort of how you're feeling around your gambling, like how important to you is it to change it at the moment?
it's probably I'm talking 9, 10.
Yeah?
Yeah.
No worries. So it's very important to you at the moment to make some changes. So what makes you a 9 and no 1? Like, is in not wanting to change it at all?
I just wanted to change it for my family. My wife deserves better than this. And
Yeah.
It's not what it used to be.
Yeah. So you're sort of finding that gambling isn't what it used to be?
Yeah.
What would it take to get it from a 9 to a 10?
I don't know. I think it'd be almost like wouldn't take much at all.
Yeah. I think you've already taken a massive step in coming in today.
Yeah.
So, and I sort of, if you were to think about like in terms of attending appointments and things like that, would that be something that you feel like could help move it up?
Yeah, I think so. I think just you know, we're just getting so behind in money and just lying and.
So I've got attending scheduled appointments and accepting the referral for the financial counsellor.
Yep.
Cool. In terms of your substance use, so I know that you were sort of saying that it's definitely reduced at the moment. Where would you sort of rate your sort of wanting to change your substance use at the moment?
Probably 5 or 6.
Yeah.
So really because the court's making me rather than.
Yeah. It's a bit hard when sort of it's not your decision to do, isn't it?
Yeah.
So substance use. What do you feel like it would take for you to get to a 6 around your substance use?
I think if my health deteriorated, or
Okay, yeah.
if I couldn't care for my family. And,
Yeah. So. No worries. It sounds like your family is super important to you.
yeah.
Yeah. So, in terms of sort of looking at both your gambling and your substance use, how would you feel around changing both of those at the same time?
I think it'd be really hard,
Yeah.
but yeah, I think it's worth doing. I don't know how we're going to continue on without doing that. I probably need a proper job and
Yeah.
get some money. And
So do you feel like if you were to reduce your substance use, it would make it better or easier or more likely that you could work a bit more? Or
yeah, I think so, because I lost my apprenticeship because
Okay.
of drug use, so maybe I could go back and finish that
What
off.
were you doing?
I was being an apprentice electrician.
Oh, cool. Did you like it?
Yeah, it was honest work.
Yeah. Do you mind if I ask around what happened?
I was just high and I couldn't work out the wiring and it caused a bit of a house fire and I mean nothing was damaged or no one was hurt, but
Yeah.
I did lose my job over it.
Yeah. So it's like, it sounds like substance use has had quite an impact on your life as well. So, but yeah, sort of working towards, and you've already worked towards reducing that, so that's amazing. Okay. Would there be any sort of, so we've sort of talked about sort of the more positive things, would there be any sort of not so good things around reducing both at the same time? Apart from it being hard?
I don't know what I'll do to fill my day sort of thing.
Yeah. Okay. I think that's a good start. And this is something as well like we can have to ask further along. So that's great. Awesome. How are you feeling? Are you feeling alright?
Yeah.
So I reckon if you're feeling okay, we might leave it at that today.
Yeah.
And then what we might do is I'll book you in for your next appointment, and then we can sort of, so from this we can sort of start looking at a few different options for you, and I'll definitely put through that referral to the financial counsellor, Beck, so she'll get in contact with you within the next week and things like that too. For now, so what are your sort of plans for the rest of the week? Like what have you got on?
Not a lot.
No.
I do have my OAD appointment, but yeah,
When's that?
this afternoon.
Yeah, cool, nice. And then, so it's like Thursday now, so tomorrow's Friday. What have you got on for the weekend?
I was planning to go down to the track and
Yeah. And I think as well, Carl, like a lot of people when they come in, they feel like they need to change things straight away and things like that. But I think the biggest thing to think about is like this has gotten you to where you are. It's been like in some ways helpful, in some ways not, and things like that. But you don't need to change everything straight away. So I think if we can work on sort of keeping like regular appointments and sort of in our next one we can start working on sort of making a real plan around sort of a bit of reduction and things like that, because that's kind of what I'm getting from you that you'd like to do. I think that would be the best. So don't sort of try and change too much within the next couple of days, but I'm sort of thinking if we try and keep our appointments at the same time, same place, same room, things like that as well, it might be. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, that'd be really good.
Okay, awesome. All right, well, thank you very much for coming in, and I will see you next week.
Excellent.
Thank you.